Creative Confidence, Unleashing the Creative Potential Within Us All by Tom Kelly and David Kelly, presented by Adrian Kerr and Andrea Armentrout. When you hear the word creativity, do you think of something tangible or intangible? Do you think of artistic accomplishments such as paintings, ballet, or music? Do you equate creativity with being artistic and think it's an innate trait?
Remember how much imagination and creativity you had as a child? Where did all that mental energy go? People who are under the assumption that they lack creativity often insist, "I can't draw," as if the ability to draw is a litmus test for creativity.
Creativity comes to us in a number of different ways. Everyone is creative, even though they may not realize it. Creativity is not just found in one's ability to create art. It comes from the mind, inspiration from the things around you and in one's work. Leadership, for example, utilizes that type of creativity in ways that often go unseen, from brainstorming ideas, formulating solutions to problems, and ultimately carrying out the solution in a creative way. There are many professors, books, and lecturers that speak about accessing your individual creativity. We chose the book, Creative Confidence, Unleashing the Creative Potential Within Us All by brothers Tom Kelly and David Kelly.
David Kelly is the founder and faculty director of the prestigious Stanford D School, where he helps students unlock their creative potential.
Tom Kelly is the best-selling author of The Art of Innovation and The 10 Faces of Innovation, as well as a partner at the renowned design and innovation consultancy IDEO.
Creative confidence is about believing in your ability to create change in the world around you. It is the conviction that you can achieve what you set out to do.
When thinking about creativity, you need to stretch your mind and think beyond the typical artistic fields we mentioned earlier in the presentation, like ballet, art, and music. When you use your imagination to make up a story to tell your child, you're using your creativity. Think of your creative confidence as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it will become. But like a muscle, it will weaken and wither if you don't use it. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to start from scratch to have your idea be considered creative. Tap into what you already know and use your imagination to build upon that idea. Don't be afraid to put your ideas into action and start to realize your vision. That's when you'll see the real value of your creativity begin to emerge. Creative confidence is when you combine a new idea with action and have the courage to implement it and see where it goes.
In the business world, creativity manifests itself as innovation, which is accessible to all levels of employees, leadership, clients, and anyone else that may interact with businesses.
No matter what profession you're in, think of your creative confidence as another tool in your leadership toolbox. It enhances your problem-solving abilities, leading to better solutions and more successful outcomes.
Fear of failure holds us back from learning all sorts of new things. Creative confidence asks that we overcome that fear.
Thomas Edison was one of the most famous and prolific inventors in history. He understood that an experiment ending in failure is not a failed experiment as long as constructive learning is gained from the experience.
Acknowledging mistakes is important for moving on. In doing so, you enhance your own brand of creativity through your honesty, candor, and humility.
In her book, Daring Greatly, Brene Brown talks about recalling a, quote, creativity scar, unquote, a specific incident when one is told They aren't talented enough to be an artist or a musician or a writer or a leader or fill in the blank.
All throughout life, forces can push us toward or away from reaching our creative potential. What matters most is your belief in your capacity to create positive change and the courage to take action. This allows room for everyone's personal creative confidence.
Anyone who's done any foreign travel knows what draws us there is the excitement and novelty of a culture that is vastly different from our own. We've all heard the expression, travel broadens the mind. That doesn't mean we're smarter abroad than we are at home. We're just paying closer attention and soaking up all the little details of that country.
Engage the beginner's mindset. Be like a child where everything is novel and look at the world wide-eyed, soaking it all in and absorbing the creative inspiration around you.
Try looking at the world with the eyes of a traveler and a beginner's mindset. Notice small details you would normally overlook. When you put aside your assumptions and judgments and are in a more receptive mode, you'll be ready to start actively seeking out inspiration.
Sometimes all it takes is a single change in perspective to spark new insight. That alone is the beginning of being driven creatively. Leader refers to any person who actively engages with others to accomplish change. Leadership is about creating positive change in the world around you. People with creative confidence are not passive observers. They have a do-something mindset, and they believe their actions can make a positive difference, so they act.
According to the Kelly brothers, while everyone has enormous potential for creativity, their experience suggests that successfully applying creativity in your work or life requires more than just inspiration or a great idea. It requires the courage to take that leap.
All that potential energy will just fade away if you don't work up the nerve to unleash it again and again.
You'll never reach a creative breakthrough unless you put aside your fears and just jump right in. Take baby steps. There'll be small failures along the way. However, experimentation fuels the fire of innovation. If you want to take that first step toward creativity, you can't just be a passive observer. Look around you. There are plenty of opportunities to do things better. Ask yourself, how might I improve this situation? Don't waste your energy complaining. Use the energy to try and find a solution. Make a conscious choice to choose creativity over negativity.
Find something that will allow you to easily channel your creativity. To make the leap from inspiration to action, small steps are key. If you make the first step small enough, it can nudge you towards your goal, but you need to take that first step.
Creativity and teams.
Creativity requires sifting through lots of good and not so good ideas. Many of the best ideas result from collaborating with other people. When people work together, creativity is fostered, but collaborating and building on the ideas of others requires humility. You may have to acknowledge, at least to yourself, that you don't have all the answers.
As a leader, the best way to inspire creative confidence in your team is to focus on your own. Don't be afraid to unleash your creativity. When you lead by example, it's easier to persuade others into action.
To make innovative teams work, people have to buy into the mindset of working together toward a shared vision. This can be achieved by having good leadership. When a team embraces the concept of building on the ideas of others, it can unleash massive amounts of creative energy.
Creative collaboration at its best, the exchange of ideas between a team who trust and respect one another, can only be achieved in an environment where fear of failure or judgment are not allowed.
Certain leaders have a knack for nurturing people around them in a way that enables them to be at their best. They set challenging goals and then help employees achieve the kind of extraordinary creativity that they themselves may not have known they were capable of.
Leaders can't dictate culture, but they can generate the right conditions for creativity and innovation and foster an environment that is conducive to the exploration of creativity. Some final thoughts. Creativity can be as elegant and beautiful as a ballet dancer, or as simple and fun as dyeing your hair blue. It can be as profound as creating a new life-saving medical device, or as whimsical as writing a fairy tale for your children.
Unleashing your creative confidence is like so many things we try. The more we practice, the easier it gets, until it becomes second nature and you no longer have to work at being creative.
Build your creative confidence by taking action, one step at a time, and experiencing and celebrating the small successes. Leaders innovate, inspire, and create change, but you can't affect change without ideas, and you need creativity to generate inspiration.
If you believe in your own creative confidence, you will feel empowered to take action, to become an agent for change in your environment, at work, at home, or in the world at large. When someone says that's a bad idea or that won't work, push yourself to ask, what would make it better? What can I add to make it a great idea?
Leaders innovate, inspire, and create change. Being normal is overrated. If you have the confidence to tap into your natural creativity, you have a chance to be extraordinary.
Thank you for watching our presentation on creative confidence. We hope you enjoyed it.